There's a lot of streaming services out there, each filled with reality TV, comedy, drama, and of course, superheroes. But there's one dedicated entirely to nonfiction TV and documentary films, and that's Curiosity Stream. History, science, nature, we've got it. Space, dinosaurs, big cats, we've got that too. And pretty much anything else you want to explore. Go ahead, add some smart TV to your smart TV with Curiosity Stream. Go to curiositystream.com to sign up and start streaming today.
Overrated or not overrated? That is the question. The Zaslow Show answers.
All right, Dan Day, what do we got here?
Buffalo Bills. A lot of people penciling them in early last week. Super Bowl. Had a great season last season. They go out there yesterday and pretty much lay a dud at home against the Steelers, who some people are saying aren't going to be that good this year. So what do you think? Buffalo Bills got a lot of talent, did really good last year, but yesterday they didn't have you believing they were going to be a good team, much less a division winner. Are they overrated or not overrated?
Bills are totally overrated. You know, I told you I picked the Dolphins to win the AFC East. At the very least, I've been telling you for I went on the record last week, okay? I went on the record, and I told you Dolphins, AFC East champions.
We marked the tape. It's up at theticketmiami.com.
But I've been telling you for a while now that I think the Dolphins are going to contend for the division with Buffalo. And it's like Buffalo Bills, the ultimate loser team. They're really good last year, and now, division's theirs. Conference is theirs. Can't stop the Buffalo Bills. No one circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills. After 1 year of being good, this loser team all of a sudden is in charge. Nah, I don't buy it. Buffalo Bills, so overrated. All right, let's get hour number 3 started here, Dan Day. Come on, hit it.
If you build it, he will come.
This is The Ticket. WAXY South Miami. WSFS HD2 Miramar. With Tobin and Leroy. The Zaslow Show and Hawk and Crowder.
So they were just showing, on ESPN on Mondays. First Take, Stephen A. Smith debates Michael Irvin. That's the show. Michael Irvin Mondays. They debate to the death. And just a little while ago, yeah, you had them up there doing their thing, and they were showing the video. So you like that if you're a Canes fan, because if something cool happens with the Hurricanes, Michael Irvin will talk about it on the show on Monday, all right? And I do want to get into a little bit of the Hurricanes right here, okay? But they're showing the video of the cat at the game.
It's a big deal.
And the video they're using, I didn't know this until you said so, but Danny Rabinowitz, right? He produces the Joe Rose Show, right? And they were using his video. It had his Twitter handle and everything on ESPN. They were using his video that he shot of the cat hanging and then falling. And I'll tell you, they showed another view of the cat falling. Cats, 9 lives, stupid crap. They always fall. They always land on their feet. That cat was plunging to its death if it was not caught. Like, I don't know how high a cat needs to be for it to start to get dangerous. Like, I feel like a cat can fall off the roof of my house and land on its feet and it's going to be okay,
Yeah, it can
right?
be. I've seen that before.
At 20 feet, it's going to be okay.
I've seen cats fall off roofs.
Right. It'll be okay. For whatever reason, like, they land on their feet and they're okay. That cat was plunging to its death, okay? And you don't know what it's going to hit on the way. Maybe, its head's going to hit a rail or something. And I like cats, all right? My wife thinks they're the devil. But that clip where they catch the cat, which, by the way, they didn't do a great job of catching it. That flag was not, like, it kind of clipped the cat, on its way down. But they got the cat. They saved it. And that video is so good. The crowd goes crazy when they hold the cat like Simba. He's holding the cat up like Simba. And the crowd goes crazy. It's such a great clip. It's so much better than Manny Diaz. That cat being caught is so much better than Manny Diaz. I got to tell you, I am disgusted with Manny Diaz. I really am. I can't take it. And, this is one of the things from a couple years ago when he first got the job where it's like, wow, he is really bad in front of a microphone. He is. He does not come off like a head coach. He says dumb things. He sounds so stupid. And, I mean, Dan Day, you have the quote from Manny Diaz after the game where he's hyping up App State, telling you, a tough team. Quote, this is what they do.
Uh-oh.
They take down people on the road.
Uh-oh.
They didn't take us down.
Uh-oh.
And if we can get back to reality here, okay, Appalachian State's only been a Division I program for about 7 years now, I think. I think it was 7 years ago. They've only been a Division I program for about 7 years now, and their entire viability is based off of a game they won 14 years ago. That game they won at Michigan, which is amazing. Michigan was like the number 2 ranked team in the country. Amazing, okay? No one knew who Appalachian State was before that game, and now everybody knows who Appalachian State was. But here's the thing. That game, that win, is the last time they beat a top 25 team. It's been, right, see, you're looking at me confused?
Really?
Bet you didn't even know that.
I did not know that.
It's the last time that they beat a top 25 team.
Did you know this?
Not beat a top 25 team on the road. It's the last time they've beaten a top 25 team 14 years ago. So after the game on Saturday, Manny Diaz is telling you this is what they do. What is what they do?
No, they don't do that.
They literally don't do that. Their entire program, and look, it's an all-time college football win. It was. Because Michigan, like I said, they were number 2 or number 3 in the country to start that season. In the big house. They blocked the kick on the last play, and amazing. Okay? Their entire program is built around a win from 14 years ago. It's literally not what Appalachian State does. They haven't beaten a top 25 team in 14 years, okay? And don't give me, look, the Canes can't win a bowl game. They never win bowl games. Appalachian State's won 6 straight bowl games. North Texas, McNeese State, Alabama, Birmingham. Get the hell out of here. Manny Diaz, let me tell you something. You can't be the coach who invents the turnover chain. You can't be the coach who does all the swag talking in the offseason. You can't be the coach who invents the turnover chain. And then after the game, the home opener tells you this is what Appalachian State does, and we're lucky to have snuck by them. Get the hell out of here. Get the hell out of here.
That's not swag.
Get the hell out of here. This is what they do. They take people down on the road. Yeah, teams that aren't ranked. They haven't beaten a top 25 team, not on the road. Have beaten a top 25 team, period.
But you get them in the Sun Belt, and they're a hell of a duel.
They didn't take us down. That's what Manny Diaz has to say. They didn't take us down. Good. A team that has not beaten a top 25 team in 14 years didn't take you down. This guy invented the turnover chain. I can't with Manny Diaz. Is this Hurricanes team? And look, we're only 2 games in. I get it. See what happens next week against Michigan State. They could totally lose. Is this Hurricanes team in year number 3 any better right now than it was when Manny Diaz took over? The answer is no. They are not any better. It's the same old story every week with the Canes. They're not any better. He's the head coach of Temple. The head coach of Temple says things like that. Hey, Appalachian State didn't take us down. That's what the head coach of Temple says. But the guy who invents the turnover chain, he's telling you Appalachian State didn't take us down. Oh my goodness. It's embarrassing. It really is. It's embarrassing. Dan Day, give us a few headlines here. We're going to get Eric Reed, not the former Midday host. I don't know what he's up to. Do you even know who that is? Eric Reed, former Midday host? Do you even know who that is?
No.
Yeah, I don't know what he's up to. But Eric Reed, the television voice of the Miami Heat, he's going to join us in about 7 minutes from now. He was at the Hall of Fame inductions this weekend. We're going to have Chris Bosch's speech in its entirety next hour, but you're not going to want to miss Eric. He's coming up in about 6 or 7 minutes. What do you got, Dan?
These headlines brought to you by the Orion Fuels and Downstairs Convenience Stores. Truly steps beyond convenient. Let's talk about the Dolphins.
Oh, my God. If I could just interject for a second here. Patrick Mahomes, they're showing this stat on television right now. Patrick Mahomes has never lost a game in September. He's 11-0. But more importantly, he has thrown 35 touchdowns and no interceptions.
Wow. He likes to get off to a fast start, you know?
What the hell? 35 touchdowns and no interceptions in September? Okay.
Getting off to that good start. Speaking of getting off to a good start, the Dolphins down the Patriots 17-16 yesterday. Jacoby Brissett, he had the game sealer.
It all comes down to this. 2:24 left. Dolphins 17, Patriots 16. Dolphins have it 3rd and 1. Quarterback sneak. Did he get it? Yes.
Yeah,
barely.
Barely
Got it.
Got a good mark, and they're going to move that. Wow, I can't tell you how big that first down is right there.
And the Patriots are out of timeouts. This will take it to the 2-minute warning.
I'll tell you, I don't want to hear anything. Oh, taking out the quarterbacks. If you don't like Tua, get a different quarterback. I'm sorry. I got no problem with Jacoby Brissett going in the game. You got 3rd and inches or 4th and inches. Tua's small. He's small. Jacoby Brissett is big and strong. And guess what? Both times they did it. Now, when they kept him in the game afterward and you had the false start, that was such stupidity from the Dolphins. That was really such a stupid moment from a really good coaching staff. You got a little bit too cute. That was a very stupid moment. But the 2 times that they put Brissett in there were major plays, especially that one that you heard right there. Don't be so obtuse, okay? Where, if you take Tua out in that spot, then you don't really have a quarterback. Don't be so obtuse.
Don't be so obtuse. We'll stick with that one right there. In other NFL action, the Bills, who the Dolphins play this weekend, fell to the Steelers 23-16. The Saints blasted the Packers 38-3. And the Chiefs came back to defeat the Browns 33-29 last night. Also,
probably the best game of the weekend was the Chiefs and
I was
Browns.
following it, and I was like, man, I can't believe the Chiefs are getting killed. And then I was like, oh, wait, that's what they do.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I see the score just getting closer.
They're
and
like the
closer.
only team in the league who can do that, turn on the switch kind of thing.
Yeah.
They're like the only team that can do that.
They've done it in the playoffs. They've done it in the regular season. They've done it all over the place. Tonight, Raider Nation, stand up. You got the Ravens at 8:15.
I think that's a good game.
I'm ready.
I'm interested in that game, yep.
Giuseppe, Nathan, and I, we're getting together for that one, man. It's going to be a big one, especially after this stressful day. Ooh, goodness gracious. Yeah, always a big party. Now, you want to talk about a big party? Drive Pink Stadium's a party spot.
Look, Inter Miami, 5 straight W's at Drive Pink Stadium. If you're making a trip to Drive Pink Stadium to play Inter Miami, you're coming into the Lions' Den, okay? You're leaving with 0 points. And Gonzalo Higuain, he gets another goal. Came in about the 16, 17-minute. Great game. Had a lot of fun. I didn't get jumped in. Look, I'm trying to get in one of the gangs. And, I don't know. They're making me wait.
Maybe they're waiting for you and I to go to a game together.
They're making me wait.
So they don't have to do 2 beatings. They can just in one fair swoop beat us in.
I was ready to get jumped in. I told my son, I was like, listen, if I start to get jumped, just let it happen. All right? It'll be tough for you to watch, but just let it happen.
Rarely do you ask to catch a whooping. You and I are both wanting to catch a whooping.
I mean, I don't want to catch a whooping, but I'm ready for it, because I know after the beatdown, I'm going to have so many new friends. It's going to be so much fun. I hope somebody has first aid kit.
Every time I see Gonzalo Higuain score a goal, I imagine him right before the game, like flicking a cigarette out of his mouth as he's walking on the pitch, like after he made that cigarette comment.
Look, real good job by him, but overall, I think Inter Miami's defense has been so much better. It was so bad at the start of the season. And the goalkeeper, Marsman, he's really good. I thought he was the hero on Saturday night because Inter Miami didn't have a ton of chances. The goal that Higuain had was a terrible giveaway by the center back.
Oh, yeah.
Terrible. He was playing it back to the keeper. He didn't know Higuain was there. Higuain right in his lap chips it right over the keeper.
I was going to say, give him some credit, though. That was an unbelievable chip shot.
Yeah.
And it really almost didn't
It almost
go
didn't
in.
make it because then the fullback ran back, and he tried to keep it out of the net, but he just couldn't get there in time. So opportunistic Inter Miami was, but just defensively, I thought they were very good on Saturday night, and I really like the goalkeeper. I told you, I've been on Marsman since day one.
You have?
When they lose 5-0, and my takeaway is, I think the new goalkeeper's good.
Yeah.
I mean, clearly I was onto something there because he is good.
Yeah, I mean, I looked at you like you were a crazy man.
It's such a stupid thing to say, to lose 5-0 in my analysis. Besides that Inter Miami was so rotten at the time. But one of the things I told you was, I know this sounds stupid. They lost 5-0. I think the new goalkeeper's really good. And I think I'm right.
Great sports weekend here in South Florida, topped off with Chris Bosh being enshrined into the Basketball Hall of Fame.
All right, we're going to talk to Eric Reed coming up next. You got anything for us here?
From the Demesman and Dover Accident Attorney Weather Center, you can call 24/7 at 866-954-MORE. It is about 90 degrees in South Florida and mostly sunny. In Cincinnati, you might have won on the football field, but your weather stinks.
Sucks.
Okay,
right.
Let's take a step into the day spot.
All right, yep, we got no audio because we're amateur hour here. What do you got for us?
Boom, A former Starbucks barista says the pay it forward trend is very annoying for employees because it causes confusion and complicates payments.
What? I could totally see that. Mm-hmm. People are trying to be nice, like, hey, person behind me, I got them, and it's a really nice thing. But I could see that causing issues as far as the money goes inside that place. Yeah, I could see that.
So is the lesson here, just be selfish?
The lesson is just pay for your stuff. Just pay for your own stuff.
Stay in your lane. Stay in your lane.
Own stuff. Yeah. Has anyone ever done that for you? Ever gotten to pay it forward where someone you didn't know they bought something for you?
I don't think I ever do drive-thrus, so no.
It's never happened to me
either. Paid it forward. Now, people buy me beers all the time. This weekend, I was actually at my neighborhood dive bar.
That's not really a pay it forward.
Bob's Your Uncle. And they have a new cheese, what do you call it, grilled cheese pop-up there. And someone paid it forward, bought me a beer, and said, I'm going to bring you a grilled cheese on Monday night. So tonight I might have a grilled cheese sandwich, though.
All right.
That's the only pay it forward I really get.
All right, good job out of you, Dan Day. All right, Chris Bosh was inducted into the Hall of Fame over the weekend. We're going to have his speech for you in its entirety coming up next hour. But coming up, Eric Reed, television voice of the Heat, he was there in support.
There's a lot of streaming services out there, each filled with reality TV, comedy, drama, and of course, superheroes. But there's one dedicated entirely to nonfiction TV and documentary films, and that's Curiosity Stream. History, science, nature, we've got it. Space, dinosaurs, big cats, we've got that too. And pretty much anything else you want to explore. Go ahead, add some smart TV to your smart TV with Curiosity Stream. Go to curiositystream.com to sign up and start streaming today.
Right here in Greater Atlanta.
Here's a little tale about hard-to-recycle plastics. Their destinies were changed. Their new lives are fantastic. What once was trash can live on as new things with a program that complements your regular recycling. 'Cause plastics can be so much more. Give this trash the second chance it was hoping for.
Greater Atlanta's hard-to-recycle plastics can be so much more. Participate in the Hefty Energy Bag program happening in your neighborhood today.
Hey, I'm Peter Bukowski, host of the Locked On Today podcast. Trying to stay on top of every big story in sports is a full-time job. I know, because it is my full-time job. But it's not yours. That's why we have a network of local experts ready to give you the inside scoop on everything you truly need to know in the sports world. And we do it every day to make sure you're always caught up on the latest and greatest in sports. Listen to the Locked On Today podcast every day on the Odyssey app or wherever you get podcasts.
He joins the Zaslow Show next.
It's back-to-back titles for the Heat on the Zaslow Show.
So week one finishes tonight with Monday Night Football. You got Vegas Raiders opening up their home stadium with fans. They played in it last year with no fans. They're going to open up with fans tonight. They are hosting the Baltimore Ravens. You got Vegas as a 4-point home dog. We're going to talk to BetQL Daily's Joe Giglio from up in Philadelphia. He checks in with us at 1 o'clock every Monday, so we'll get the Monday Night Football play from him. But this was a big weekend for Miami Heat basketball as well. Chris Bosh, he's inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame over the weekend, and we're going to give his speech in its entirety to you coming up next hour. But let's go out to the Toyota of Hollywood guest line here. Shop over 1,500 Toyotas indoors in one of America's largest showrooms at Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan. The Heat television voice, Eric Reed, was there this weekend in support of Chris. Eric, good to talk to you. How you doing? Hey, basketball, we're only a couple weeks away from training camp.
Yeah, you could almost hear the ball bouncing up at the American Airlines Arena, where I'm sure guys are already in the gym getting ready for training camp, which I believe starts on the 28th of September, and the preseason opener is October 4th. So we're right there on the edge of it, excited about year 34 coming up for the franchise and for ourselves. And this weekend was what a wonderful reminder about the pinnacle of the profession for players and coaches and contributors. I think it's the third or fourth time I've been up there for Heat inductions and you never lose the magic of it because it's a special time for anybody that gets enshrined, whether you're a photographer, a broadcaster, a writer, a coach, or a player. It is the pinnacle of the profession, and to be able to witness not only Chris Bosh, that was why we were there, but secondarily, I got to tell you, as one of my closest friends in the broadcasting profession is Mike Gorman, who's 40 years in as the Boston Celtics legendary TV voice. Mike and I first met up in Rhode Island when I got the job as the radio voice of Providence College basketball back in the mid-1980s. And Mike, I was I was in my mid-20s then, and Mike was just getting on that rocket ship called the Big East Game of the Week. And his career was really just taking off, and he was a mentor for me back then, and a guy that I've always looked at as a sort of a role model, as not only a broadcaster but as a person. And he got the Kurt Gowdy Award this year, going into the Hall of Fame as a broadcaster. And I don't know if I've ever been listen, I was thrilled when Mike Breen got that award 2 years ago, but I don't think I've ever been happier for a colleague than I am right now for Mike Gorman. So humble and understated, and underrated no longer. He's a Hall of Famer, and it was really cool to hear his speech on Friday and then get to spend significant time with him on Saturday night.
So very cool. There is a neat aspect to it as well when it comes to Chris Bosh getting into the Hall of Fame, where I saw the picture over the weekend with CB and with Dwayne and LeBron, and there is kind of a fun aspect to it where those guys got together here back in 2010, so 11 years ago, and we look at those three, and, they're on the stage when they were introduced at the arena, and you look at Chris Bosh and you go, hey, guess what? That guy right there, he's going to be the first of those three inducted into the Hall of Fame. That's kind of fun.
Well, it was outstanding. First of all, to see LeBron and Dwayne there, and I got to visit with Dwayne and his wife, Gabrielle Union, at Chris's party after the event. So that's when it became really a personal thing. But just to see them on stage together, to reflect on those 4 years of the Heatles, from the moment Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade, and LeBron united as teammates till the moment it ended. It was special. Past the moment it ended, because it's something that Heat Nation will have forever, and it's historical archives and in the hearts and memories of all that witnessed it. So to revisit that, I think it took you through the whole range of emotions, because it's ironic. I thought about this morning. Two of the Miami Heat's Hall of Fame players, Alonzo Mourning and Chris Bosh, both had their careers either interrupted or ended with a health issue before their time. And we were all reminded that Chris had to step away from this game that he loves at the age of 31. That blow, forever softened at least a little bit with the Hall of Fame jacket and that experience, and now that knowledge of knowing that he reached the pinnacle of his profession. And to be honest with you, Zaz, we know his greatness as a player. I don't think a better guy could have been rewarded like that, because, the team mindset that he came to Miami with had as much to do with those two championships and 4 straight finals appearances as any other thing. Because if Chris Bosh does not accept sort of that third wheel mentality and doing all those little things, like grabbing the biggest rebound of his career and one of the great rebounds in finals history, in Game 6, 2013. And you know what so many people have forgotten, Zaz? The closeout block on Danny Green, which was one of the great team defensive plays and closeouts I've ever seen in a clutch situation like that. That's what iced Game 6. Everybody remembers the rebound and the Ray Allen 3, and too few remember him tracking that inbounds pass to Danny Green, one of the game's great three-point shooters. And as that ball was lobbed over his head, his instincts took him exactly to the right spot. Incredible play, and a career of great little moments like that were so big in his team's winning. And, there was a good Heat influence there. Chris did talk about his time at, growing up, spent a lot of time on that. Talked about playing at Georgia Tech. His Georgia Tech coach was there, sitting a couple rows behind us, Coach Paul Hewitt. He spent a little bit of time about his years in Toronto, but obviously the key time in his career was with Miami. The heartache of losing in 2011 and the sheer joy of what happened in 2012 and 2013. But it was really cool to see that kind of Heat group back. Ray Allen and Pat Riley up on stage with him. I thought the story Chris told about returning one of those championship rings that Pat gave him to hold on to when he was recruiting him as a free agent in 2010 was one of my favorite stories of the night. But it was just really cool to see Chris go through that. And to see his loved ones, his family, his beautiful family there to support him, and many of his former teammates and Heat people were there to embrace and enjoy that moment with him.
I feel like we got Eric Reed here with us. He was part of the group that went and supported Chris Bosh, who was inducted into the Hall of Fame this weekend. And we're going to have his induction speech in its entirety coming up for you guys listening. If you haven't heard it, we're going to have that for you next hour. I feel like they used to have someone, like I know you said Pat Riley is up on the stage, Ray Allen is up there on the stage. I feel like they used to have someone actually induct you, where they give a speech for you. Like, am I remembering that wrong? And if I'm not remembering it wrong, why did they stop that?
Well, I'll give you one great reason. I don't know the real reason, but they inducted 16 people on Saturday night.
Okay.
So, it's long enough with everybody's speeches, let alone a speech before the speech.
Okay.
So I think it's cool, Zaz, because each inductee gets to bring one or two people up on stage with them. Those people have to have already been enshrined in the Hall of Fame. So it's got a royal feel to it. Isaiah Thomas, Charles Barkley, they were some of the Pat Riley, were some of the representatives that were up there. It was really cool to see who each person brought and how each person reacts to it and the speeches that they make. So it's a long night, Zaz, but I think it's magical because even if you don't know much about the player or the person, and there were a couple of people in this year's class that I didn't know much or anything about, like a Pearl Moore or a Clarence Fats Jenkins. Of the 16 people that went in, I knew the least about them, but you learn about them and you learn their incredible stories. And then some of your favorite players and iconic names, which most of them are, it's emotional to hear them go through their lives and careers and what they choose to reflect on. So it's really a beautiful thing to be at. There's a party that starts. It was great. Tony Fiorentino was up there as well.
Oh.
He and I jumped on the party train like 2:00 that Saturday afternoon. Howard Garfinkel, the founder of 5 Star Basketball Camp, who passed away a few years ago, he was enshrined. And 5 Star had a get-together. I know a lot of the coaches that passed through there, so got to join Tony at that party. Then at 4:00, we basically just walked across a parking lot to the Hall of Fame, and there's this incredible, like the ultimate 2-hour cocktail party where you're actually in the Hall of Fame. And not only do you get a chance to, meet and greet and have great conversations with so many people in the basketball world, but you get to tour around the Hall of Fame. And for me, the highlight this year of that, and I always, that's walking around the Ultimate Basketball Museum. But this year, for the first time, I took such an interest in the Kurt Gowdy Award winners because one I knew very well in George Kalinsky, who's been the photographer of Madison Square Garden for like 100 years. Mm-hmm. He's taken so many incredible pictures, including one, Game 7, 1970, when the Knicks won their first title, and that shot of Willis Reed walking out of the tunnel and onto the court. And, he took a shot, it's like behind Willis walking toward the basket, and if you look closely at that shot, there is my dad and 13-year-old me in like row 8 behind the basket. So that's the kind of memory and magic that George Kalinsky has in my heart. And then, of course, I told you about Mike Gorman already. So to go up there and see where those names are listed in the Hall of Fame and to take a few pictures with Mike, I mean, that it made it really, even before it began, I knew it was special for me to see such a close friend and a guy that's been my mentor for years. To see him go through that was really special.
Now, Eric, is next year Dwayne Wade?
2 years.
2 years.
2 years. It's funny. The first thing I said when I saw Dwayne after the event at Chris Bosh's post-event party, I said, well, I guess we know when we're coming back here next.
Okay.
So it'll be 2 years for Dwayne, and I'm sure he's going to be a first-ballot Hall of Famer. And I have to imagine that both he and LeBron, I mean, how cool for them to know what they made happen with Chris Bosh and of course, others. And to know that that's ahead for both of them. Now, Dwayne's already retired. LeBron still thinking about trying to win another championship this year. But they know that is in their future. So I'm sure the emotions were thick and strong for both of those guys. And maybe the biggest surprise, Zaz, of the former players that were there that Bosch played with, whoever thought you'd find Josh McRoberts coming to Springfield to enjoy Chris Bosch's induction? I was surprised to see him. He was sitting right next to me, and we soaked it in together.
How was the hair? Long hair, or you have a nice cut?
No, nice cut. He's an assistant coach at his alma mater, Carmel High School in Indianapolis, where he grew up.
Wow.
So life begins anew for McRoberts. But I thought that was, he was only with the Heat a very short while, but he was impacted enough that he wanted to be there, and I thought that was really cool.
That's a nice anecdote you threw in there. Good job there, Eric. Finally here, NFL yesterday. Did you catch much of your Jets? I mean, not everybody's perfect. Eric Reed's a big Jets fan. What'd you make of Zach Wilson?
Zach, I thought was good, but it's funny. In the first half, he looked a lot like Sam Darnold the last couple of years, and Sam Darnold looked an awful lot better when you got weapons and, most importantly, an offensive line to protect you. So that's where I think the trouble is for this year's Jets. I don't think they're very, the defensive line right now, I'd have to say it's overrated. They got a lot of recognizable names, but they have no pass rush at all. And on the offensive line, I mean, the rookie got sacked 6 times. I think he was pressured 14 times. In the second half, as the protection got a little bit better, Zach Wilson got a lot better. He's the least of their problems right now. But when you can't protect or run block, your offense is in a world of trouble no matter who your quarterback is. And it's hard to evaluate that quarterback. So that's why this year going to be a much fairer evaluation of Sam Darnold, and probably a tougher beginning for Zach Wilson than he would like. But he looks tough enough and talented enough that you get the feeling this is a special kid at the start of his NFL career.
All right. Great job, Eric. Looking forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks at the arena.
Me too, Zaz. This is going to be a fun season. By the way, Kyle Lowry, I did not get a chance to see him, but I spent a little bit of time with 2 guys that have had the pleasure of coaching him. Jay Wright of Villanova, who went into the Hall of Fame, and Dwayne Casey, the coach of the Pistons currently. He was there to support Ben Wilson, but of course he had Lowry in Toronto, and it was neat to talk to both of those guys about our brand new veteran point guard. We can't wait till the season starts.
Yeah, same here. Good job, Eric. Talk soon. Be good.
Thanks, Az. You too.
All right, there you go. That's Eric Reed, television voice of the Heat. He was there over the weekend. Of course, Ben Wallace is, he said Ben Wilson. Ben Wallace is who he mentioned there. I'm glad he did not bring up the guy from the Celtics. Nobody cares. Chris Bosch, though, congrats to him. We'll have his entire speech for you coming up next hour. It was excellent. Big deal or not a big deal?
There's a lot of streaming services out there, each filled with reality TV, comedy, drama, and of course, superheroes. But there's one dedicated entirely to nonfiction TV and documentary films, and that's Curiosity Stream. History, science, nature, we've got it. Space, dinosaurs, big cats, we've got that too. And pretty much anything else you want to explore. Go ahead, add some smart TV to your smart TV with Curiosity Stream. Go to curiositystream.com to sign up and start streaming today.
Right here in Greater Atlanta.
Here's a little tale about hard-to-recycle plastics. Their destinies were changed. Their new lives are fantastic. What once was trash can live on as new things with a program that complements your regular recycling. 'Cause plastics can be so much more. Give this trash the second chance it was hoping for.
Greater Atlanta's hard-to-recycle plastics can be so much more. Participate in the Hefty Energy Bag program happening in your neighborhood today.
You want to know what Wagertainment is? It's the picks, the analysis, the information, mixed with the laughter and the entertainment, smart sports betting content that'll put a smile on your face.
The BetQL Network, streaming live each day and helping you bet smarter.
If you're a sports fan, you know why you should listen. It's sports betting content without the BS. No hot takes, no nonsense.
The BetQL Network, streaming live right now on Odyssey.
Sports, bets, and entertainment.
Zaslow Show is next.
He has 2 rings to prove it.
Allen from downtown with 5.2 left. Take those yellow ropes back inside.
2-time championship broadcaster Jonathan Zaslow returns with, of course, the Zaslow Show. And now, a Zaslow exclusive. Big deal or not a big deal?
All right, Dan Day, let's do big deal or not a big deal here. By the way, thanks again to Eric Reed, television voice of the Miami Heat. Good job out of him. He was there over the weekend in support of Chris Bosh, inducted into the Hall of Fame. Good job out of him. Looking forward to seeing him. Looking forward to see all our pals, right? American. I wasn't going to say American Airlines Arena. At FTX Arena in a couple of weeks. That's right, the 28th. 2 weeks from tomorrow, you got Miami Heat training camp getting going. It's all happening, all right? It's a great time of year, September. The football, college, pro, National Hockey League starting up again, NBA. Before you know it, the baseball playoffs. There we're paying attention to. You got a lot going on here. But now it's time to do big deal, not a big deal. What do we got, Dan Day?
Zaslow, I don't know if you saw this. My dudes from downstairs, Nathan and Giuseppe, sent me this. A sewer pipe opened up and started spilling out onto Washington football team fans yesterday.
Saw it.
Big deal or not a big deal?
That is a big deal. You got to figure, listen, I'm getting my money back for this game.
Yeah.
All right, if I'm sitting down and all of a sudden duty is falling on top of my shoulder, you give me my money back for this one.
That's
all right?
opening day stadium duty, too.
That's a big deal. That is so disgusting. I saw it. It's like a downpour. It's like a waterfall of duty and pee.
And there were some cups down there, too. Like, don't drink out of those cups.
So bad. So not only did they lose the game, but they got duty on their head.
Oh, man.
Big deal.
That's a big deal. Yesterday, I can't say it enough, the Saints shellacked the Green Bay Packers and last year's MVP, Aaron Rodgers. This is what Rodgers had to say. I played bad, but we still have 16 games to go. Big deal, not a big deal.
Well, look, it's a big deal, yes. But it's a big deal because Rodgers had the offseason that he had. In general, it's not a big deal. This Packer team routinely starts out slow. There have been years past where the Packer fan is upset and Rodgers tells you everybody needs to settle down, and they go on, they win 12 or 13 games. We've seen this several times before. It's very similar, actually, to what the Patriots do, where, yes, the Dolphins beat the Patriots yesterday, and it's a monster game, but the Patriots also have routinely started seasons 2-2 or 1-1, and they then get things going, okay? In that sense, it's not a big deal. But it is a big deal because Rodgers had the offseason that he had, and then the very first game, you get that. That was an embarrassment for Aaron Rodgers there yesterday. So I'm going big deal.
Yeah, you think they're just lying in the weeds. He's going to come out. He's going to be fired up. The Saints,
right.
Neutral site, basically.
I think the Saints are going to be really good, man. I got some faith there in Jameis. I know he's a big-time punchline, but here's the thing. Nobody's ever questioned the way Jameis Winston works. No one's ever questioned his intelligence on the field. No one's ever questioned whether or not his teammates like him. He checks off all those boxes, man. And I think now with a real team and a real coach, you got good pieces around him there. I think Jameis going to have a very big year.
Yeah, you don't want to question Sean Payton. He knows how to coach quarterbacks.
I think Jameis going to have a big year.
Coldplay's new single, My Universe, will feature K-pop boy band BTS. Is that a big deal or not a big deal?
Not a big deal. I don't understand the words that came out of your mouth.
Are you a fan of Coldplay?
Yeah, Coldplay. Here's my thing with Coldplay. My wife likes them a lot. I've seen Coldplay in concert with her. It was really good.
Good live concert.
It was really fun, yeah. But here's the thing. Since they got, really big and now they play the stadiums and what have you, the tickets are so expensive. And I'm like, F you, Coldplay. The tickets are so expensive. So, Coldplay, yeah, Coldplay's good. Really good live show, but I'm kind of down on Coldplay.
They're one of those bands, if they're on, I'm not going to turn it off, but at the same time, I'm not searching out to go listen to Coldplay.
Right.
But what about K-pop in general? Are you a big K-pop guy?
I don't even know what that is.
Korean pop?
I don't know about that, man.
BTS?
BTS?
I mean, if you're going to listen to K-pop, BTS is one of the ways to go.
I don't know what you're saying.
Police in Illinois reunited an Illinois State Fair visitor with their lost dentures. Is that a big deal or not a big deal?
That's not a big deal. Dentures, give me a break. It's disgusting, okay? If I had to be reunited with my dentures, I got to get new dentures. I don't know where they've been. What am I going to do? I'm going to run them underwater for a few seconds, and all of a sudden we're good to go? No. So I don't need to be reunited with dentures. I'd be getting a new pair.
I would say the majority of people that attend state fairs either have dentures or need dentures.
Right.
Oh, man, those carnies, too. Oh,
Right.
man, they're crazy.
Right.
German scientists have conducted a study that shows cows can be as easily potty trained as human children. Big deal or not a big deal?
Not a big deal. Nobody cares about potty training cows. Like, they could go wherever they want. It's not a big deal.
My question is this. Once again, whenever you have these studies, is that the best way to allocate funds? Like, we could be fighting COVID or cancer or illness, but no, let's see if we can potty train cows.
I don't think it's a good way to allocate funds, but I will tell you, potty training kids, like if you're going to have a kid one day, you're out there listening, it's the worst.
I'll bet.
What a pain in the ass.
Do you know country artist Brett Eldridge?
No.
Well, he posted a video of himself scaring off a bear in his garage the other day. Is that a big deal or not a big deal?
Yeah, it's a big deal, man. I'd be freaked out if I ever saw a bear. I mean, holy crap. And this guy scared it off, got away from his property. That's a good job out of him. Big deal.
Country artist and bear scarer. I like it.
Yeah, I
Very
feel like
much.
a country artist knows what to do if he sees a bear. He knows.
Yeah, somebody from K-pop probably isn't very adept at scaring off bears.
Yeah, he knows.
Okay. A mom is facing backlash after leaving her 3-year-old daughter at a park while she went to take a poop. Big deal or not a big deal?
Yeah, that's a big deal. You can't do that. You can't leave the 3-year-old by itself. It's 3.
Yeah.
Like, it could barely talk.
You can take it into the bathroom with you.
You got to take it in the bathroom with you, or you got to hold it in.
Ooh, that could be dangerous.
Well, all right, but so can leaving your 3-year-old
Right,
in the playground.
yeah, I guess you're right. I guess the lesser of two evils is holding it in as opposing to...
Yeah, you can't do that for your parents. A bad job.
Bad job by her. Man says he's considering divorcing his wife due to her recent going on TikTok and pranking her kids to the point they're screaming, crying, and running in fear. Big deal or not a big deal?
Well, that's a big deal because I think it's a major overreaction. Like, I wouldn't like the wife doing that. You know, my wife doesn't do any social. She has no social media. Absolutely zero. She's nowhere to be found on social media. I love it. I could behave however I want. She'll never know. But that seems like a major overreaction from the husband. And by the way, the kids, how about you butch up a little bit, okay?
Oh, okay.
Butch up a little bit. Mommy's not going to hurt you.
Okay. I mean, if my mom was terrorizing me, I think I'd be more upset.
Butch up a little bit.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah.
Because you expect your parents to be the safe spot in your life.
Yeah, butch up.
Okay. Telling kids to butch up.
Yeah.
Toughen up. That could be a big deal, not a big deal. Last but not least, a woman finds out her dad is having an affair with her best friend. Big deal, not a big deal.
Yeah, that's a big deal. That's a relationship killer, okay? Yeah. If it's not bad enough that you find out that one of your parents are having an affair, that's rough as it is, and then you find out that it's with one of your friends, so you got the whole old man, young girl kind of dynamic going. Your relationship's going to be ruined with your friend. Then you're thinking about what that looks like because, of course, and it's very disgusting. That's bad news all around. That's a big deal.
Best case scenario when one of your family members is having an affair or someone's having an affair in your relationship on you, you want it to be a total stranger. You don't want it to be somebody you know.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely.
You're praying. You're like, I know they're running around, but I hope it's a good-looking person that I don't know anything about.
Definitely.
So we've established that?
Yep. And my wife, look, if she's out there listening, and she never listens,
Thank
but
goodness.
if she's out there listening, if you're going to cheat on me, it's got to be with someone I don't know.
Yeah.
It better not be with someone I do know, okay? Don't also ruin that relationship for me. Pick somebody I don't know.
Right.
And by the way, don't tell me.
No,
Never. Don't tell me and don't get caught. Okay?
Hey,
sometimes ignorance is bliss.
Ignorance can be bliss, especially
Sometimes
in that
it's
situation.
bliss. Yes, it's true.
Take it to the grave.
Yep.
Take it to. There's certain things you have to take to the grave. That's
Yeah,
one of
just
them.
because you need to clear your conscience,
No.
okay, doesn't mean you need to hurt me.
Right.
You live with it. If you're going to do the wrong thing, live with it.
Like most people, just
You don't need to
bury
tell me.
it,
That's
suppress
right.
it.
Like a real man, like I do. When I got feelings, you know what I do with them? I don't let them out.
Swallow.
I swallow them, okay? I suppress them deep in my bones, like a real man.
The way it should be done.
That's what I do. That's what
big
you
de-
need to do.
That's big deal, not a big deal. right
Hour
there.
number 4 on the Zaslow Show includes What's the Play tonight? BetQL Daily's Joe Giglio. He's going to tell us, is it Raiders, is it Ravens on the Zaslow Show? Next.
I'm Erin Ryan, political commentator, comedy writer, and host of Crooked Media's Hysteria.
And I'm co-host Alyssa Mastromonaco, former White House Deputy Chief of Staff for President Obama.
Each week on Hysteria, we are joined by a team of hilariously opinionated ladies to discuss the headlines from the serious to the absurd.
We cover everything from reproductive rights to rom-coms and break down the political news of the week and cultural stories that affect women's lives.
New episodes of Hysteria drop every Thursday. Listen on Odyssey, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
There's a lot of streaming services out there, each filled with reality TV, comedy, drama, and of course, superheroes. But there's one dedicated entirely to nonfiction TV and documentary films, and that's Curiosity Stream. History, science, nature, we've got it. Space, dinosaurs, big cats, we've got that too. And pretty much anything else you want to explore. Go ahead, add some smart TV to your smart TV with Curiosity Stream. Go to curiositystream.com to sign up and start streaming today.